Joshua reminds us that everyday choices have to be made, and that each day the most important choice is, whom will you serve? Joshua wants us to consider what our choice will be concerning our commitment to God. How shall you and I, God's chosen, God's dearly loved, respond to God's goodness, God's blessing? Will we be loyal to God who has brought us thus far on our way and the God who will lead us home? Well, did you know that we spend more in buying lottery tickets last year than we did in giving to charities? What God do we serve? In fact, more money was spent on tickets to sporting events or tickets to the movies than were given to the work of God. Could we be carrying any idols? You and I shouldn't think that faith choices and money choices are unrelated. Money is a powerful determinant in our lives. It's also a meaningful measure of our spiritual health. Jesus observed that money commands nearly divine status. Jesus hit the nail on the head when he said, "Where your treasure is, where your money goes, that's where your heart is also." If you and I want to know whom we serve, if you and I want a quick and easy measure of the health of our faith, Jesus taught us to follow the money. Well, now it's the time of year that we at Starmount set aside to ask you to make a choice. We're asking that everyone complete a 2012 financial estimate of giving card and bring it or mail it to church by next Sunday. And yes, it is a financial choice. How much will you estimate that you are going to give to the works of God through Starmount Church? And yes, on one level, the church needs your money. And it needs at least 5% more of your money for this church to be all that we can be for Christ and community in the new year. But on another level, our choice to give financially is purely and simply about our spiritual health. How can you and I respond to a God who knows us through and through and loves us still and all? How can you and I live into Jesus' teaching that where our money goes, there our heart, our soul, our energy, our strength, our commitment, our service go as well? Because, says Jesus, you can't serve both God and money. So which God will we serve? Choose this day whom you will serve, says Joshua to the Israelites and to us. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. The Odom family's total giving to Starmount is just at $100 a week this year. And Emily and I have prayerfully decided that we will raise our pledge by 5% next year, even though we are looking forward in hope to having one child in college. And even though I'm planning to start a Doctor of Ministry degree program, and even though our total family income has remained virtually unchanged over the last 3 years, even in the most challenging times of our life together, in fact, precisely because they are the most difficult times in our lives, Emily and I have to stop and acknowledge how blessed we are, how good life is, how totally and overwhelmingly rich we actually are. We have an abundance of life and love and acceptance when it matters most. We have strength and grace when we can't make it on our own. We have more forgiveness than we deserve. We have fulfilling work. We have relationships with our children and families that have endured. What will you do for the Church of Jesus Christ in this place? What dollar amount will you put on your card? You have choices to make. Financial choices and faith choices. So choose prayerfully. Choose faithfully. Choose well, because your choice speaks volumes about your spiritual health. Where your treasure is, where your money goes, there your heart will be as well. Because you can't serve both God and money. And that, my friends, is the plain gospel truth. Thanks be to God. Amen.